Hi, everybody. A bit late today. I wanted to get on at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm Matthew Dickson of mindaid.ca. In 2002, Louise Gosselin in Quebec, Canada, took the government to court, saying it is cruel and inhumane to give people below subsistence levels of welfare or social assistance. It was a heated debate in the courtroom. 9 judges ruled 5-4 that it wasn't their decision to make that decision. A friend of mine who's a lawyer said that they had to study that case when they were in law school. And that's how it ended in 2002. In 2022, things have changed now dramatically. People are talking way more about mental health now, especially with COVID. And now also with COVID here in Canada, people were given $2,000 a month as a COVID benefit to live off when they lost their job. Not everyone got that, but some people did. If Louise had taken the government to court now, how would that have ended up? What would the verdict have been? It was a heated debate back then in 2002. What would it have been like today? Should someone take this to court again to do that? So I got thinking about that, and the words cruel and inhumane stuck out so much. Cruel and inhumane. And I got thinking, how many people who have been homeless in Canada, in New Brunswick, it's $560 a month for social assistance. It's similar across Canada. Homelessness organizations have been trying to work on this for decades. I've never understood why that number was so low. It's never made sense to me. If someone can explain it to me, the reasons for it being that low, I'd love to hear them. I don't understand it. I got thinking, how many people have died from homelessness in Canada because they didn't have enough money to get off the street? How many people have died from financial stress with not enough money? How many people have been killed here? Our friends and family members over the decades. How many people has that happened to? What about the mental health care system? How is that treating people? Have people died from our mental health care system? Sure. How many people do you know who took their life because they couldn't talk to their psychiatrist in time? There's long waits for mental health sometimes. Todd Leader in Nova Scotia, he's got a book called It's Not About Us, and it's how to transform the mental health and addiction system in Canada. And I'm assuming it would work well in other countries too. Todd Leader radically transformed his mental health and addiction treatment system in his area of Nova Scotia. I believe it was the South Shore, but I could be wrong. Radically transformed it. He got wait times from 5 to 8 months down to 3 weeks or a week or less. And the book teaches people how to do that in other places in Canada. And the way he does it, the way he did it, was by making it a client-centered system, not a bureaucracy-centered system. If someone walks into a clinic looking for help with mental health, how many seconds, how many minutes, or how many hours does it take for you to acknowledge that person is there and get them settled and give them what they came in looking for? How long does that take? Do they sit there for an hour in a waiting room, or do you walk up to them immediately and say, "How can we help you? Come right in, and we'll help you." And I'm trying to tell more people about Todd Leader's book. He's done it. I don't know if it's a perfect system, but from what he says, it's darn better than what they had before, and darn better than other places in Canada. I got thinking about the Indigenous in Canada, and we have a Truth and Reconciliation Committee now to help undo or repair some of the damage that we've done to them over the centuries. Our Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, gave a public apology for the first time to Indigenous in the year 2000. I'm not an expert. I'm not super smart on a lot of things, and I may be talking outside my knowledge zone here. And I've got thinking, how many people has the mental health system killed in Canada? Do we need a public apology from the Prime Minister? Do we need a Truth and Reconciliation Committee? And I don't know if that would be accurate or not. It's just an idea. And some of my ideas aren't good. Feel free to say, Matthew, you're off the right track here, but these are the things going through my head sometimes. Do we need more people saying, wow, we treated people horribly in Canada, as well as other developed countries all these decades, And we really need to do something about it instead of keeping saying, the system needs to change, the system needs to change, the system needs to change, and it doesn't change. We've changed many things, and we should applaud ourselves for that. It is getting better. There is a lot more attention towards mental health now, especially from the 2020 pandemic. Mental health is talked about so much more. This could be the tip of the iceberg. And before I start saying just negative things, I want to say about visualization. Olympic athletes visualize for years their perfect competition, their body, whether it's swimming, they picture all their strokes, doing them perfectly, what to do, the switches at the end of the pool. They visualize for hours, for years, themselves up on the podium with the gold medal around their neck. Why do they do it? Because it works. Navy SEALs in their training are taught the same thing, visualization. They go into their mind and do things repeatedly. Should we be doing this to get ourselves a better mental health and addiction system, instead of saying it needs to change, and we feel like we're going around like Chicken Little, the sky is falling? Can we visualize, yes, in the years from now, months from now, however long it'll take, that yes, we've got a great mental health care system. It'll never be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but we could have a much better mental health care system. How do we visualize that? How do we see that in our heads? How do we get that done? Can we spend some time thinking about a great mental health care system, visualizing that? Olympic athletes are doing it right now, and they'll be doing it tomorrow and the next day. They'll spend an hour. They'll close their eyes, sit in a dark room, and visualize success. Can we be doing that for at least 5 minutes a day? I'm going to keep this short tonight. I'm hoping that this video will get some more traction, and I'm wanting it to be shared more often. It's about 7 minutes already, so I'll leave it there. If you think this is a bad idea or a good idea, please let me know. I'd love to have more discussions about this. I don't know how many people know about Louise Gosselin and what she did in 2002. I hope this will spark a lot of conversations. Thanks so much. Have a good night.